Welcome back to the channel. Raising hands. Today, we're going to explore the top 4 most valuable 1-cent wheat penny coins on the market. These coins include some of the rarest era wheat pennies, often discovered in dirty conditions, with unique copper tones and color variations that make them stand out in the world of coin collecting. These wheat pennies are more than just pocket change. They are historic treasures that tell the story of America's past. And today they are among the most valuable coins collectors and investors are searching for. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of U.S. currency, then this video is made just for you. Backhand index pointing, right? Let's get started with coin number 1. The story of the 1953 D wheat penny is one that blends history, rarity, and the dreamlike possibility of unimaginable fortune. At first glance, a single-cent coin may not seem like it could ever change the destiny of its holder. Yet when one considers the way collectors, historians, and passionate numismatists value these tiny relics of America's past, the truth becomes extraordinary. The 1953 D wheat penny, struck in Denver with its bold D mint mark, was created during an era when coins were not only money, but also symbols of national strength. Even in darkened or dirty condition, some of these coins hold a power that is almost mythic, carry within the potential to elevate their owners from ordinary to extraordinary wealth in today's collector's market. This coin belongs to the beloved wheat penny series, minted from 1909 to 1958, a series that remains one of the most collected in American history. The wheat ears on the reverse and the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse make it one of the most iconic designs in circulation. The 1953 D penny marks a chapter when post-war America was expanding, industry was booming, and coins were being struck in vast numbers. Yet, among those millions, a fraction possess anomalies, minting quirks, or unique qualities that make them stand apart, and it is within that slim fraction where unimaginable value resides. Collectors have long been enchanted by the mystery of the wheat pennies, searching tirelessly for pieces that deviate from the norm. The 1953 D, in particular, has attracted attention because while millions were made, a rare few exhibit doubling, striking errors, or unusual copper compositions that make them treasures of incalculable worth. In dirty or well-worn condition, these coins may hide their true nature, passing through hands unnoticed, waiting for someone with the right knowledge to unearth their hidden fortune. What makes the tale of the 1953 D so gripping is that it embodies the concept of hidden wealth. Imagine holding a coin that looks battered, unassuming, perhaps tossed aside in a drawer or jar for decades, yet is secretly valued in the millions. It is this possibility that makes collectors and treasure hunters alike chase after wheat pennies with almost feverish excitement. Every detail, from the alignment of the strike to the faintest marks of doubling, could be the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth a lifetime of riches. The Denver Mint, where the 1953 D was born, has a history of producing coins with distinct character. Some of its runs produce famous errors and varieties, and the wheat pennies from this era are no exception. Dirty condition does not erase the possibility of value. Rather, it often conceals it, leaving the unsuspecting owner unaware that fortune lies in their palm. This is the poetry of coin collecting. The smallest, most overlooked things often carry the greatest potential. In the numismatic world, legends have grown around wheat pennies selling for unimaginable sums, their rarity and condition transforming their worth into millions. The 1953 D sits at the heart of these legends, with stories of certain unique examples reaching astronomical figures when the right collector meets the right coin. Even though most may be ordinary, that rare possibility is what ignites the imagination, convincing many never to underestimate a coin's power to alter destiny. One of the most fascinating aspects of this coin is how history breathes through it. In 1953, Dwight D. Eisenhower was president. The Korean War had just ended, and America was shaping itself into a modern superpower. To hold a penny from this year is to hold a piece of that very history in one's hand. Its copper composition, the wheat stalks carved into its reverse, and its enduring resilience are testaments to a time when coins were built to last and meant to be touched by countless hands. The 1953 D wheat penny in dirty condition also symbolizes the idea that fortune often hides beneath layers of time and neglect. dirt and tarnish may mask its gleam, but they cannot erase the potential value within. Just as a diamond may be buried in rough stone, so too may a coin worth millions hide beneath the disguise of age and wear. For the fortunate owner, recognizing that value can mean stepping into a life forever changed. Collectors are captivated not only by rarity, but also by the stories these coins tell. Each 1953 D penny carries whispers of the people who spent it, the businesses that exchanged it, and the history it has witnessed. This storytelling element adds a layer of allure that money alone cannot capture. When a coin combines story, history, and rarity, it becomes priceless. And this is precisely the combination the 1953 D wheat penny offers. The most engaging truth about such a coin is that it can transform lives overnight. Imagine someone finding it tucked away in an old box, disregarded for years, and suddenly realizing it has the power to command a fortune in the collector's market. The emotions tied to that discovery, shock, disbelief, joy, are almost as valuable as the coin itself. In that moment, history is no longer distant. It is alive, personal, and transformative. Numismatics thrives on such discoveries. The thrill of the hunt, the joy of recognition, and the sheer possibility that a coin as humble as a 1953 D wheat penny might rewrite one's fortunes keep collectors driven. Even in its dirtiest, most unassuming condition, this coin is a reminder that what we dismiss as ordinary may be the very thing that carries extraordinary power. So, the 1953 D wheat penny is not just a coin. It is a vessel of history, mystery, and unimaginable potential. It is proof that wealth may not always be found in gold bars or diamond vaults, but sometimes in the smallest of copper discs, passed from pocket to pocket until the right moment of recognition. If you hold such a coin, do not part with it lightly. It has the power to change your story overnight, lifting you from the ordinary into the realm of legends, forever etched in the history of America's most valuable coins. At next up, the 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny from the United States of America holds a special place in coin history, not because it is made of silver or gold, but because of the story it carries in copper. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when America was fully engaged in World War II. Resources were scarce, every bit of metal was valuable, and yet copper pennies still rolled off the presses. The no-mint mark detail makes these coins directly tied to the Philadelphia Mint, the nation's first and most historic mint, adding an invisible thread of prestige to their legacy. What makes the 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny stand out in the eyes of collectors and dreamers alike is the way it bridges the gap between everyday money and extraordinary fortune. On the surface, it looks like a humble brown penny, darkened by age and touched by countless hands. Yet beneath this unassuming appearance lies a possibility of immense value, especially if the coin reveals unusual qualities, striking errors, or simply remarkable preservation despite being more than 80 years old. Collectors live for such hidden treasures, and history has shown again and again that what appears ordinary may be worth millions. The darker, dirty condition of some 1942 copper pennies actually adds an air of mystery rather than taking away from their story. Unlike sparkling, uncirculated coins that sit untouched in vaults, these worn and discolored pennies whisper tales of pockets, transactions, and lives lived. Each mark, scratch, or patch of tarnish connects the coin to the people and events of 1942. For some collectors, this lived-in character creates authenticity and intrigue, and in rare instances, even a well-worn coin with unique qualities can command astronomical sums at auction. One of the greatest reasons a 1942 wheat penny has been wrapped in myths of unimaginable value is the aura of error coins and rare minting mishaps from that era. Collectors are well aware that wartime years brought about fascinating mistakes. Coins struck on the wrong planchets, double dies, off-center strikes, and even transitional metals being used by accident. In such cases, a coin that looks like a simple penny could be revalued as a one-of-a-kind rarity worth hundreds of thousands, even millions. The mere possibility that a dirty old penny might fall into this category creates excitement and hope among those lucky enough to find one. It is no exaggeration to say that certain rare pennies have indeed made their finders millionaires overnight. Stories circulate of forgotten jars of coins passed down from grandparents, suddenly containing a specimen that collectors have been chasing for decades. The 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny embodies that dream, because while billions of pennies were made, the rare survivors with striking errors or extraordinary characteristics are almost like lottery tickets, hidden in plain sight. If you hold such a coin, you hold the potential to alter your fortune forever. The wheat penny itself has a design that carries a rich symbolism. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln, the president who preserved the Union, stares with quiet dignity. On the reverse, two wheat stalks curve upward, representing prosperity and growth, encircling the words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic design, used from 1909 to 1958, is beloved by collectors worldwide. Owning a 1942 version ties you directly into both numismatic beauty and American heritage. For many, that alone increases its value beyond the metal it is made of. The copper composition of the 1942 penny also adds to its allure. Unlike later years where pennies were changed to cheaper metals due to war needs, the 1942 cent retained its rich copper blend. This metal is warm, heavy, and timeless, giving the coin a feel that newer pennies simply lack. As the decades passed, copper coins became rarer and rarer in circulation, making these older wheat cents seem almost regal compared to their modern zinc counterparts. Collectors value copper not just for its durability, but for its deep red-brown tones that age gracefully into shades of history. Some numismatists argue that the true magic of the 1942 penny lies not in its catalog price, but in its hidden potential. Imagine stumbling across one of these coins in an old collection, dismissing it as just a penny, only to discover later that its exact strike or minting error is so rare that bidders line up at an auction house to fight for it. Such dramatic transformations of fate are what make coin collecting an adventure rather than just a hobby. This is why every 1942 penny, even in dirty condition, is worth inspecting carefully and holding onto with care. Auction houses and private collectors often talk about the thrill of chasing the impossible coin. The 1942 wheat penny has become one of those coins around which legends are woven. Some say a small number of experimental strikes were created. Others insist on hidden varieties waiting to be uncovered. The truth is, the more you study these coins, the more you realize their value is as much about the stories attached to them as the metal itself. That is why selling such a coin hastily or cheaply would be nothing short of a mistake. It could literally cost you your chance at fortune. In today's market, where collectors are willing to spend millions for rare pennies, even whispers of unusual traits in a 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny can trigger intense bidding wars. A simple discoloration, a faint doubling in the letters, or an unexplained variance in weight can send shockwaves through the numismatic community. In such an environment, a coin you thought of as pocket change could turn into a prized centerpiece of someone's collection, commanding a value you never dreamed possible. The power of the 1942 penny is not just financial, it is symbolic. It teaches us that value is often hidden, waiting to be recognized. Just as copper pennies carried weight far beyond their worth during the hardships of the 1940s, today they carry the weight of potential fortune. They remind us that even small, overlooked things in life can hold unimaginable worth. And for the lucky individual who holds the right 1942 wheat penny, that lesson might come with $1 million payday. So, if you ever come across a 1942 wheat penny with no mint mark, no matter how dark, dirty, or worn it may appear, do not dismiss it as common. That coin could be your golden ticket, your bridge from ordinary life to extraordinary wealth. It may carry the power to transform your fortune overnight, turning a simple piece of copper into the cornerstone of your legacy. Protect it, study it, and treasure it. For in a world of numismatics, a single penny can indeed rewrite destiny. Next up, the year 1956 gave birth to one of the most captivating coins in American history, the wheat penny with a D mint mark, struck in Denver. Though millions were minted, the stories surrounding certain rare variations and conditions of this coin have made it an object of great fascination. Collectors whisper of examples that, in the right form, could transform an ordinary finder into a millionaire overnight. The wheat penny of 1956 D, especially when preserved or found in an unusual state, carries with it a legacy that is far more powerful than its face value of a single cent. It is a coin that embodies history, rarity, and the thrilling possibility of unimaginable fortune. At first glance, the 1956 D Wheat penny may appear humble. It bears the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on its obverse, and the two wheat stalks flanking the words 1 cent on its reverse. The design used from 1909 to 1958. This classic design, coupled with the coin's modest copper composition, makes it seem like any other small change passed through generations of American pockets. But what sets this particular coin apart is not just its design, but the powerful combination of mint errors, rare conditions, and collector demand that can elevate its worth into the millions. History tells us that during the mid-20th century, the Denver Mint was producing coins at an astonishing rate. The 1956 D penny had a mintage exceeding 1 billion, making it one of the most common wheat pennies. Yet within this ocean of copper coins, a few anomalies slipped through, misstruck dies, double dies, and striking errors that unknowingly birthed treasures of unmatched rarity. These error coins, when discovered, became jewels of the numismatic world. A small mark, a double date, or even the faintest anomaly could elevate an everyday penny into a fortune changer. Collectors often speak of condition rarity, a concept that makes the 1956 D Wheat penny so compelling. While billions are produced, most entered circulation and endured the scars of daily use. Scratches, dents, discoloration, and wear. To find a pristine example, especially in uncirculated or proof-like condition, is akin to striking gold, a coin free from blemishes, preserved for decades in its original brilliance, can fetch jaw-dropping sums in modern auctions. And when paired with rare minting errors, the value soars beyond imagination. But what about those coins that are not pristine? Even wheat pennies in dark, dirty, or corroded conditions hold stories worth listening to. Some collectors cherish these pieces for their rugged history, believing the imperfections enhance the coin's authenticity. A 1956 D penny in such a state might seem ordinary, but under careful evaluation, a subtle mint error or unique toning could transform into a once-in-a-lifetime find. These hidden gems remind us that true fortune often hides in plain sight, waiting for a careful eye to uncover it. The mystique of the 1956 D Wheat penny is further fueled by the emotional power it carries. For many Americans, wheat pennies symbolize childhood memories. The Great Depression, World War II, and the golden era of mid-century America. Holding one is like holding a fragment of history, a reminder of simpler times when even a single cent had weight and value. This emotional connection adds a layer of meaning, ensuring that demand for such coins never fades, but instead intensifies with each passing year. In recent decades, the numismatic market has exploded with interest, with collectors and investors alike chasing rare U.S. coins. Stories of seemingly ordinary wheat pennies selling for tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, have made headlines and captured public imagination. For the 1956 D penny, these tales serve as both inspiration and warning. If you own one, you must be patient and cautious. Selling hastily could mean parting with a fortune for a fraction of its true worth. Imagine the thrill of discovering that the penny you once overlooked in an old drawer or inherited from a grandparent's jar of change holds the power to change your destiny. The 1956 D Wheat penny has become almost mythical in this regard, a coin that can lift you from ordinary life into extraordinary wealth. It is no longer just copper and wheat. It is a golden ticket, waiting to be recognized for its worth. The truth is, the market value of coins like the 1956 D is not set in stone. It fluctuates based on demand, rarity, and condition. Today's unimaginable price could be tomorrow's record-breaking auction, as wealthy collectors continue competing to secure rare historical treasures. The key is to never underestimate the coin in your hand, for its story may align with a collector's passion in a way that commands millions. It is worth emphasizing that this coin's power lies not just in its physical form, but in the dreams it carries. Every 1956 D Wheat penny sparks a question. Could this be the one? This sense of mystery, possibility, and wonder is what makes it so enchanting. In the world of numismatics, hope and rarity walk hand in hand, and with the 1956 D penny, both are present in abundance. If you are fortunate enough to own one of these coins, the advice is simple. Never rush, never undervalue, and never dismiss it as ordinary. Instead, treat it like the potential key to your future. Hold it, study it, and when the time is right, let the numismatic world reveal its true worth. Overnight, what once was a penny could transform into the foundation of a fortune. Thus, the 1956 D. Wheat penny stands not only as a coin of copper, but as a symbol of destiny. It is the embodiment of hidden fortune, the treasure disguised as small change, and the reminder that history rewards those who pay attention. Owning this coin is not just about wealth. It is about becoming part of a greater story, one that stretches across time, collectors, and dreams of unimaginable riches. Truly, it is a coin with the power to change your fortune overnight.